Boom. All right, now we're live.
We up?
We're up, baby. What's going on, BZ?
Let's go. What's up, dog?
What's going
Appreciate you
on?
having me.
Yeah. So I just want to give a little update to the peoples in the Taylor's Code. I know you guys are all clamoring. They're all dying to see Logan on what was it, Thursday's meeting, and unfortunately he couldn't make it. But we did go over the research. I don't know if you saw, Logan. We gone over the research and we found out why you hadn't made it to Thursday's stream. Did you see that?
I didn't see that part. Is that right at the beginning?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, might have to
You're gonna have to go back and watch that one.
retrace my steps on that one.
But you made it to this one, so that's fantastic. So it's good to see you. For those of you
Happy
guys
to
in
hear.
the Taylor's Code, real quick, I'm gonna give you an update. So starting this Monday, I'm gonna start doing a live stream on Monday, and Logan will actually probably be on that one too. We'll talk about it. We might just start doing one every week. Who knows? If Logan likes me enough, we'll see. Start doing one every single Monday, and then Bobby and myself will do the Gentleman's Code on Thursday, and then Saturday, every single Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, we have the university meeting for everybody inside of the Taylor's Code. Give you guys the juice, talk about some of the things that we got going on inside, and continue to just make money. Because over time, you guys are going to see, as more and more proof comes, more and more receipts come, more and more money's being made by those inside, you're going to understand there's a reason that we're doing what we're doing. There's a reason why people need to continue to get inside of the Taylor's Code to see, okay, maybe you didn't see results after a week, 2 weeks, maybe not after a month or 2 months, but after a year, I guarantee you there's going to be some pretty young people, which we've talked about in the past, are going to be making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars here in the near future, just because of the plays that we're making right now inside the community. So I want to have Logan on because Logan actually does a lot of this investing with me. We talk about crypto and we're pretty much in tune with each other's portfolios. We know what we're doing. So I want to have him on just for commentary to talk about a few things in the market. And then I'll go over one of the topics I had for the community. And then obviously I'll get Logan's thoughts on it too. So, well, yeah, Logan, you want to start off with any quick thoughts while I try to Mr. Producer this shit and figure out how to get the charts up?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, I think whenever we kind of started getting into crypto, I think once you start to study it and you start to put a lot of time into the research and you start to increase your level of competence with crypto, you kind of forget how much the average person doesn't know about crypto. And you kind of forget how ahead of the ball you are by just having any kind of an understanding of how it works and why it's so valuable and why there's so much upside potential. And you start to study, previous cycles and you see how much these coins really can move in a short period of time. We talk about, we talk about bread a lot. We talk about Ethereum, the moves that are coming with that pretty soon, Bitcoin going into price discovery pretty soon. And whenever I think we were first starting to get into it and you hear, Ethereum going to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, it's hard to think that it's possible, especially when you look at the past, 6 months, it's been a little bit of a bloodbath.
Right.
But whenever you look back at previous cycles, you see that 10,000, 15,000, $20,000 of ETH or ETH getting to that price is conservative. It's not unrealistic at all for that to happen, even just in Q4 of this year. And yeah, just having that edge, being able to do that research, it's easy to forget how much people don't know about crypto, but we're so ahead of the game, and the people that are in the community are getting the plays and getting all the research from the right people and getting ahead of the curve.
I'm so happy you said that because it's such a fantastic point, is that any level of education within cryptocurrency already puts you at a huge advantage. Because it's so true. Now that we've been doing it for however long we've been doing it, you talk to somebody who's never engaged in that environment or have ever traded any of these tokens, you realize that they're just quite literally children, a baby, just helpless. They have literally no idea how to set up a wallet. They don't know what a wallet is. They don't know what a wallet address is. They don't know what tokens are. They don't know what the blockchains are. They don't know the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. They don't know anything. And when it comes to the realm of the cryptocurrency market, that is what it is. It is a competition. So if you want to be competitive, you got to know what the hell you're talking about, what the hell you're doing. So instead of being discouraged and a lot of people shy away from the industry because they don't understand how it works, and they think they'll never be able to understand how it works. But then you and me learned very quickly, just like with everything else in our lives, as soon as we decide to become competent at it, we become supremely competent. And it actually wasn't that difficult to be competent. You just literally have to search and seek the information. The problem is people don't want to seek information. They don't want to educate themselves, and then they wonder why they never get ahead. It's like, well, yeah, the only difference between you and me is that you, Logan, and I took the time to actually learn something, and because we saw the opportunity there to make money, and you looked at it, realized there's probably opportunity there. There's definitely people making money at it, but you just decide never to educate yourself, so you lose. And then what happens is at the end of the cycle, which we're going to talk about here in a second, when Bitcoin is $150,000 and you see that shit on the news, and then that's whenever all the normies and people get that frenzy of like, oh my God, I want to buy Bitcoin, holy fuck. You guys are the ones buying our bags at the top when we had already bought our shit right now whenever you don't hear about Bitcoin, right?
Yep. Yeah, and I think a lot of people too. I mean, and I was victim of this too before we started doing the research. I think a lot of people look at crypto like it's gambling. You know, they think it's similar to sports betting, making money with sports betting, where there's a level of skill, but also a ton of it is luck. Crypto is not that way. You know, whenever you see people who are full-time crypto investors and they're making millions and millions and millions of dollars, it's not just because they continue to get lucky over time. It's because they take a moment to do the research and realize, okay, you know what? You know, maybe there is a degree of luck with as far as exiting at the perfect time and entering at the perfect time. Maybe there is a little bit of a degree of luck that plays in once in a while, but there's a ton of research and a ton of skill and a ton of preparation that can help you make a lot of money with it consistently. And I think that people need to kind of flip that switch and stop looking at it like gambling and just buying off of excitement and selling off of desperation because they need that money back to pay their rent, buy groceries, pay their bills. Realize, hey, this isn't how I should be looking at this. Let me learn from some people that know what they're talking about and actually try and make calculated plays and look at this like a real investment, not like I'm just rolling the dice trying to catch a fucking moonshot and get lucky.
Yeah, and isn't that it's true, and it's true too, because people look at that as gambling, or is it's more of they look at it like gambling because there's more volatility involved with it, when in reality the normal equity markets, S&P 500s, these index funds, these indexes, New York Stock Exchange, etc., all these equity markets that we have in the United States are all literally the same thing as cryptocurrency. They're just less volatile, right? So when you look at the cryptocurrency market, you can't shy away from it and think to yourself, oh my God, there's all this mystery involved with it. There's a lot of scamming that goes involved too. There's a lot of money that's being lost. But if you just use your brain for 2 seconds and you actually look at the charts and you understand where things are moving, you're going to make so much money in something that's so much more volatile. Because people look at volatility as a negative, which, yeah, it is. Like, whenever you lose harder. But if you're not a coward, right, and you don't mess it up, you also get that same percentage type of move to the upside. So it's massively volatile to the upside. And this is how people get rich off of relatively small sums of money. And so the gambling is whenever people try to take 100, 200, 500 bucks, throw it into a shit coin, hopefully 1,000 X's, now they got $50,000 or $500,000. Like, yeah, that's gambling. You're just a coward. You're just trying to figure out an easy way to make money. But like Logan was talking about, if you're somebody who actually understands where these things are going and understands how these 4-year cycles play out, how Bitcoin's always going to eventually go higher than it was before, same thing with Ethereum, etc., then you can time these plays to actually put yourself in a position where you can hit a 10, 15, 20x relatively confidently, which is just a ridiculous return within a year, right? People are hitting 10, 15, 20x's on coins within a year, when in the stock market, if you double your money over 10 years, it's like, oh my goodness. If you double it over 7 years, it's, oh my goodness, what a great return that was. When people are doing that in 6 months in cryptocurrency, so why wouldn't you do that if you could time it, if you can do it, right?
Yeah. And I think the one common misconception with crypto is people think it's just shit coins that are just garbage products that have the ability, or garbage projects that have the ability to do a 10, 15, 20, 25x in a year, or even in a shorter time frame than that. But a lot of the times it's not coins that are like that. You know, Ethereum in 2020, the last big cycle, did a 20x in the matter of 6 or 7 months. And that's the second largest market cap coin in the entire crypto market. It's not just, some fugazi bullshit project that's made by three dudes that are going to rug the whole thing after a couple weeks and just take all the profits for themselves. Like there's a lot of legitimate projects that are, 200 million market cap, 500 million market cap, over a billion market cap. And we were talking about Pepe this morning. Pepe's at 4.5 billion market cap right now, almost 5 billion market cap. I think it's pretty close to being in the top 20 for the largest coins on the market right now.
Correct. Yeah.
And with what we're projecting and what we're expecting through Q4 and Q1 of next year, I mean, that coin can easily, conservatively do a 10x this cycle. And it's top 20 biggest coins in the country or in the world. It's not some garbage project that you can't get out of because there's no liquidity.
Yeah, exactly. We were just looking at it this morning. Pepe's got what, 40-50 million dollars of liquidity. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you hit a 10x on $100,000. You got $1 million now, and you can comfortably exit with that $1 million. So let me see.
Yeah, and I think people just remembering that to put yourself in a position to get a substantial return, 10x, 15x, 20x, you have to remember that you're not having to take the risk of your investment going to zero. Because I think that's what I used to think before I got into crypto at all. It was this huge risk where if I put in, say, $10,000 and I want to go for like a 10x on my money, there's a really high probability that it could go to zero and I would just lose all my money. But something like Pepe, yeah, you might go down. You could go down 30%, 40% over the course of a couple months if it's in a really, you timed your entrance really shittily.
Right.
But
you bought the top.
But Pepe's not going to go to zero. You know what I mean? It's not just going to get rugged and disappear. So I think it's good to know.
Yeah. 100%. Nah, it's fantastic points. I'm glad you hopped on, Bauer. This is good. So, all right. So I'm going to jump into, so what me and Logan are talking about is just in general, obviously the market, but I'm going to show you guys some of the plays that we've been making now since March, since originally back in October of last year. Some of the coins that we were buying and would have been playing and how they've been playing out over the last couple of months and where we're going to be at in the next 6 months. Because you guys have to understand, I'm showing you this because I just saw Bobby's comment.
What did he say?
He said, "Sorry, I'm late. Was trying to find Priamo's shirt." So
they've all been incinerated.
What was I saying about the coins?
You were saying about
yeah. The reason we're going over this is because the whole point of the Taylor's code is to help you guys and show you guys how to make money, regardless of the avenue, regardless of how you have to do it. Yeah. Making an income and growing your income is number one most important thing. Do that with the sales industry. Do that with e-commerce. Do it with whatever you have to do it. But when you have money and you've generated income, these are the types of things you want to do with it. Why? Because you don't have 50, 60 years to grow your money at a 10% rate to be able to be rich by the time that you retire. That's not the goal. That's not the mindset for me. It's not the mindset for Logan. You want to take the money that you're making right now and actually make something of it that's substantial, that will change your life to at least some degree. These are the types of things you have to be involved with. That's the reality of the life that we live. Crypto's where the money's at right now. If you want to make life-changing plays, and I don't mean that sarcastically or with any level of hyperbole. I mean, you have to be involved in these markets. So I just want to give them. So let's talk about Ethereum first, and we're gonna basically just talk about the strategy that we have moving down the risk curve and how these beta plays work out. So, Mr. Producer, let's see if I can do this. All right, we're gonna do. We're going to do extra scenes, and then I'm going to do screen capture. Let's see how fucking competent I am. And then I'm going to hit transition. Okay. All right. People on the live stream on YouTube, you're going to have to let me know if you can see this and still hear us. Okay. Can you guys hear us still in the chats?
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah, I can hear you, which is good, but okay, yeah, they can see it on the live stream. Fire.
Cool.
Okay, let's see. Good. And then I just want to make sure that they can still hear us. Bobby! Oh, look at that. Ollie's in the chat. He said Logan. He's probably thinking he's alive.
Ollie, I'm glad to see you're still alive too, buddy. Heard it's a little rough over there.
Yeah, he got decimated. Let's see. Okay, they said they can hear us and still see, which is Look at this, dude. I'm a fucking professional.
Making
Next,
money online. He's not digging trenches, but he's living in one. Not for long.
so I can still see you on my Zoom though. So I'm gonna put up. Don't worry, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. Give us a second. Okay, so I'm gonna do this so I can still see you, Bauer. Fire, beautiful. All right, and then can they still see us on the? Yep, they can. Beautiful. All right, Bauer, I can still see you. Anyways, all right, so I got TradingView pulled up. They can see this on the live stream, and so let's look at a couple different things. Okay, number one, we just gotta talk about it because everybody knows about it. Bitcoin. Okay, so where are we at in this 4-year cycle? Right now, we're going into historically the most bullish quarter in crypto. Okay, Q4 is the most bullish quarter for crypto and Bitcoin specifically. Okay, what does that mean? Well, that means that Bitcoin is going to move up in Q4, in my opinion. Not financial advice, not telling you guys this is how you should make your plays, but I'm just telling you. Bitcoin historically is most bullish in Q4. So all-time highs for Bitcoin is about 74,000, let's call it. Okay, 73.5, 73,000. Right now, we're at 65, 66,000. We just got past a new, an important resistance level and we flipped it. So hopefully now it should be support at 65,000. So what ideally is going to happen in Q4 is what Bitcoin typically always does in Q4 of a halving year, because the Bitcoin halving was in March of earlier this year. It's going to go into price discovery pretty soon. Okay, by the end of the year, we should be in price discovery, pushing 80, maybe even $100,000 per Bitcoin. Okay, almost a 50% move if it goes up to 100,000. So why is that important? Well, obviously, if Bitcoin starts charging up, Bitcoin is going to pull every single other asset in the top, let's say 100, 200. It's going to drag them up, kicking and streaming. It's going to make sure that they go up with it as well. Okay, so if Bitcoin goes into price discovery, Bitcoin goes up. What does that mean? What's going to happen to Ethereum? Well, that means Ethereum is going to go up. Okay, so where's Ethereum right now? So let's pull up Ethereum, Bauer. Let me know when you have that pulled up.
Yep, I got it pulled up. Sitting just under 2,700.
2,700. Bang. So what just happened with Ethereum? Okay, so Ethereum is the second largest market cap coin in the industry. And Ethereum locally, where we're at right now, so this is we got this in a monthly time frame. So this is September, right? Where we're at right now, August, September. Okay. So for this year, locally, Ethereum just put in a bottom. Okay. So what does that mean? It just put in a bottom. So we're going to say, in our opinion, that Ethereum is not going to go any lower than where it just hit in August as its all-time low, or September, right? 21.6, 2,200. Okay. So Ethereum bottomed. So if Bitcoin bottomed, Ethereum bottomed, and we think Bitcoin's going to continue to go up, that means Ethereum's going to continue to go up as well. Okay. So what happens with Ethereum? Well, on Ethereum, you have multiple different coins that you can have on the Ethereum blockchain, which are these meme coins that we're trading. Okay. So here's the strategy. If you're bullish on an asset like Ethereum, whose previous all-time high ever was about 4,000, 4,500, 4,800, let's call it. If Ethereum's previous all-time high 3 years ago in 2021 was $4,800, we still have a 2x to go before Ethereum even gets back to its all-time high. So in theory, let's say you buy Ethereum right now, you could expect double your money. Let's just call it 8 to 10 months. Okay, 6 to 8 months. Okay, that's a good play. 2x your money, that's pretty good, right? But what happens to all the meme coins and these beta plays that are strong against Ethereum whenever Ethereum goes up a 2x? Well, if it's a smaller market cap, it's a smaller project, and it's on the Ethereum ecosystem, in theory, if Ethereum goes up 2x, Bauer, what would happen to that meme coin? How many x's is that going to go up?
8x, 10x, 12x. I mean, with some of the ones we've been following, I mean, with Landwolf and Andy specifically, I mean, just over the past couple weeks, you know, Ethereum, I think beginning of September, I think that was really when ETH was bottoming, was close to the beginning of September. I think it was around, like you were saying, 2,150, 2,200. And since then, it's moved up to 2,650 to 2,700. So what's that? It's moving 20% maybe since the beginning of September. With ETH sliding up 20%, these coins that are on the Ethereum network, these meme coins have moved, what, 300%?
Right.
in the past 2 to 3 weeks off a 20% move. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. So think about what Logan just said. Ethereum went up by 20% from its local bottom. I mean, 20% is still a decent move in the grand scheme of things, but really not at all in crypto. 20% move in crypto is not a big deal. Ethereum goes up 20%. These other ETH beta plays, these coins that are on the Ethereum network with smaller market caps, did 3-4x. Bang, right off of the lows. So now you have to say to yourself, well, if Ethereum makes a 20% move and these coins are going to make 2, 3, 4x's off a 20% move, what happens when Ethereum makes a 100% move to the upside? What's going to happen to these beta plays? They're going to fucking explode. Okay? So what are these beta plays that we're making on the network? Let me see if I can actually add I should be able to add a chart below.
And I was going to say, while you're pulling that up, the one chart that you sent me before that was breaking down Bitcoin average quarterly returns since 2013. So showing basically the average returns of Bitcoin per quarter for the last 11 years. And it was showing, the average returns per quarter on Bitcoin. Quarter one, 56% average return. Quarter two, 26%. Quarter three, 5%. And quarter four averages 89% return on Bitcoin.
Exactly.
So it's like, if we're getting these kind of moves, still not even into quarter four yet, especially with it being an election year, being a Bitcoin halving year. I mean, we're getting these moves in quarter three, which historically averages 5% Bitcoin return. We're heading into the quarter that averages 88, 89% Bitcoin return. And we're in a Bitcoin halving year and we're in an election year. It's the perfect storms brewing.
It's gonna pop off. It's going to absolutely pop off. And so if you look on, I don't know if you can see my screen, Logan, but right now I have up Ethereum on the top pane and I have Pepe on the bottom pane. Okay, so here's the first play here's the first beta play on Ethereum that we're taking right now. So Pepe is the largest market cap Ethereum meme coin from this cycle that came out this cycle. Okay. So what do we mean by a beta play? A beta play means that however Ethereum behaves, that beta is going to behave similarly. Okay. So what do I mean by that? So if you guys take a look here, right? So we got right here. Okay. Oh, look at that. There we go. Clean. Boom. So right here, we see Ethereum doing what? Okay. Ethereum hits the local bottom. Okay. And it starts to spike up, right? Starts to blow up. Ethereum makes a move to the upside. Okay. So what happens with Pepe down below? Same exact thing, right? Pepe's down here. Ethereum starts going up. What does Pepe do? Pepe blows up. Okay. Now you get Ethereum start to pull back, right? And go into a bit of a downturn, right? Pepe does the same thing. Ethereum shoots back up. Boom. Pepe shoots back up. Okay. Ethereum bleeds to where we're at right now. What does Pepe do? Pepe bleeds the entire time. So it's a beta play. It means that it essentially just moves with how Ethereum moves. That's all it is. That's all a beta play is. It moves how its bigger L1 moves. So what do we see here recently? Well, Ethereum, just like we were talking about, made a local low, okay, in September and August, right? So did Pepe. Pepe bottomed out here. So if you're somebody who is trying to inject liquidity and get a position into a meme coin like Pepe to have a leveraged bet on Ethereum, which is essentially what you're doing. If you're bullish on Ethereum long term, you're basically bullish on these meme coins that are beta to Ethereum, right? So if you want to have a leveraged play on Ethereum without being able to get liquidated, then you would invest in something like Pepe. So if Ethereum goes up 2x, Pepe will go up 5x. So you see how they both hit a local bottom. Ethereum just starts to make a tiny move to the upside. Bang, you see Pepe go up 60%. Boom, right? Or 50%. Boom. So the way you got to look at this is say, all right, well, instead of buying Ethereum at the lows, which you guys should be, I mean, again, it's not financial advice, but I would be buying Ethereum, right now, right here, while we're still on the lows. So you would be buying a coin like Pepe so that whenever Ethereum does start to break out to the upside, okay, it starts to shoot up here, then you're going to have Pepe blowing up 5x, 10x from its current position. So like we were talking about, Pepe's $4.5 billion market cap. 10x from 4.5 billion is a $45 billion market cap. You put in $1,000, you got 10 grand now. You put in 10 grand, you got 100 grand now. Okay, this is the way you got to look at these moves.
I think the one important thing to mention too, with whenever you're comparing the Pepe to ETH, it's if you look at the market cap. So say like if you look at the little run that it went on from April into the end of May, beginning of June.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the market cap on it, I mean in April, so mid-April, Pepe was at 2 billion market cap.
Right.
Ended up, by the end of May, beginning of June, ran up over 7 billion market cap. So that's what, a 3.5x in the matter of a month and a half. It's following the move of Ethereum, because if you look in, April into the middle or the end of May, beginning of June. But even though Pepe's following it's L1, which is ETH, the move on ETH went from 370 billion market cap up to 450.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's doing, went up 30%. Meanwhile, Pepe went up 350%. Exactly. So it's like if you believe in ETH, you're exactly right. If you believe in ETH, put your money in shit on the ETH network. Don't put your money in ETH.
Exactly. Correct. And that's how you're going to get those leveraged returns. So now, so we've confirmed Pepe is an Ethereum beta, right? So if you want to buy Pepe, you can go to CoinGecko and you guys can find the contract address right here. Okay. So this is the contract address whenever you want to buy it on Uniswap. Okay, fine. That's also something that we teach you inside the Taylor's Code. There's courses in there, a no cost crypto course where it teaches you guys how to do all that stuff. Okay, so we talked out of Ethereum. So now let's go ahead and add below Brett, my personal favorite. So let's do Brett on
the blue fuck.
Yeah, the blue boy. Bratsky.
Bit of Brett.
Brett. All right, yeah, buddy. Let's put Brett on the pane below.
You can smell the bread on you.
The girls know. The girls can smell bread on you.
Mm-hmm. It's like pheromones.
Hold on a second. I was a professional here just a moment ago.
I was going to say, while you're pulling it up, the one thing I just keep thinking about, Brett, is kind of like what we were talking about at the beginning, not realizing how much people on average don't know about crypto. Mm-hmm. And we've seen the kind of returns we have on Brett so far and seen it push over $1 billion market cap, up almost to 2 billion before, whenever it was really running. And so many people still have zero idea how to even buy Brett. It's not being traded on the big networks. It's still fairly difficult. Not difficult once you learn it. It's a simple process, but it's just you have to actually do the research to be able to purchase it, being able to bridge it from the ETH network to Base. But whenever you look at how big Coinbase is, how successful they are, and they really start to push the Base network, and slowly but surely people are hearing more and more and more about Brett, and they say, okay, you know what? Let me figure out how to actually buy this. Mm-hmm. And once it becomes more readily available, it's a no-brainer. And like we've talked about before, whenever people start moving over to the Base network, which coin do you think they're going to jump on first? It's going to be the big ass one that's publicized everywhere. They hear about it everywhere. It's all over the cover page of Coinbase and the Base network. It's a no-brainer.
Exactly.
And it's just getting started.
Exactly. And so if we look here, right, Brett has a lot less data than Ethereum, of course, because Brett's a lot newer than Ethereum. But you see how Brett behaves compared to Ethereum again. As soon as Ethereum starts to break to the upside, you see Brett pump. Ethereum cools down, comes all the way down, makes a local bottom. Guess what Brett does? Comes all the way down, makes a low bottom. Do you see, guys, how this literally looks like the same exact shit? Brett is just Ethereum, but on leverage. So if you want to bet on Ethereum, you want to bet on something like Brett. Now, Brett is on the Base chain, which is an L2 on top of Ethereum, but it's essentially the same network, except the L2 Base, what it does is it removes all the gas fees that Ethereum has, which is actually super bullish for the Base chain in general. This is why, personally, Brett's my biggest bet for the cycle, because once we get towards the end of the cycle and Ethereum is hitting $10,000, $15,000 in evaluate or per token as opposed to 2,600, what do you think the gas fees are going to be like? Right? As soon as you see big volume over the last couple of weeks, like me and Logan have, we're starting to make trades, and all of a sudden the gas fees goes from $2, $5, $10 to now it's a $50 gas fee just to make one type of transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. So base chain being an L2 on top of it, making everything essentially free to transact, that's going to make it super attractive for people to start to bridge over to base as opposed to using the Ethereum network and then just transacting on base because it's basically free. Well, if they bridge over to base, Coinbase is L2, right? Coinbase, the most popular exchange in the United States, where all the normies go when everything's popping off. What do you think all the normies, all the people getting onto Coinbase and getting on the base chain are going to do? They're going to buy what? The biggest meme coin on base, which is Brett. So it's just a safe bet. Like Brett's going to blow the hell up. Brett's right now hit a resistance level at 1 billion market cap. Brett, I see it going to 10 billion minimum. Bang, another 10x. It's like, where else are you going to get that in the next 6 to 10 months?
Yeah, and I think something I actually just learned from you whenever I was buying some more shit this week was with the gas fees, it doesn't determine the gas fee based off of how much you're transacting. It's just a fixed amount. Yep. So it's like whenever you're buying, I know a lot of the times you're making larger purchases. It's like if you're buying $10, $15, $20,000 worth of a token at once, a $40 gas fee, $50 gas fee, compared to how much you're buying, it's not a huge deal. But for a lot of smaller investors who are buying, $100, $200, $300 worth of a coin at a time on the Ethereum network, once these gas prices continue to get more and more out of control, if someone's trying to buy $100 worth of Pepe on the ETH network and it's a $50, $60 gas fee, they're getting 50% of what they're trying to invest eaten up in a gas fee. You don't think that they're going to try and go look for a different solution, hear about Brett, realize that the gas fees on the base network are 1 penny, and they can actually have their full amount of money going to work for them, not getting eaten up in gas. So I think especially for smaller investors, which make up a huge portion of the crypto market, because there's just tons and tons of people, that's going to make a big difference, especially for the base network once ETH starts really cruising for 10 or 15,000.
Absolutely. I agree. It's just a no-brainer. But again, who are going to win? Who's going to win and make all the money from these types of things? The people that understand proactively what's actually going to happen down the road, right? We understand where things are going to be at in 6 months, so we can make decisions right now based on where we think the future is going to be at. That's where the money's made. Other people, they're going to wait till everybody starts doing that, hear it on the news, see it from their buddies, do this, that, etc., get into the market late, and then they're going to be the exit liquidity, again, for all the people inside the Taylor's Code, myself, Logan, Bobby, all the guys that were doing this for 6 months, a year and a half prior in preparation, you're going to be the exit liquidity, right? So you have to understand where things are going to be at in the future, not what's happening right now, right? Right now is too late. So now I got pulled up the next levered play that we have on Ethereum. So it goes Pepe is the largest market cap. Then we got Brett is the next largest market cap. I would say conservatively another 10x on those two. And then for Andy's the next largest market cap on Ethereum. Okay. So Andy, okay, let me mention this. Do you want to talk about a little bit about the Boys Club narrative and basically why we're even talking about these meme coins?
Yeah. So the one thing I wanted to mention real quick.
Go for it.
Is with the plays that we're making right now, I think that some people, and I've felt this a couple of times too, feeling like, it's too late to get in. They're already pumping right now. I don't want to buy more because they're already up. And I think back to like the previous cycle, whenever like the cycle that SHIB really went nuts, the cycle that Doge really went nuts. I was so late to the game before that I lost money on Dogecoin. Right. And Dogecoin went to 90 billion market cap. Like that's how late, whenever you're not looking into something like this, you're doing zero research on crypto. That's how ahead of the game we are right now. And it's like, you guys, if you're hearing about this now and you hear what levels we got in at, whatever, it's and we've been talking about it for months and months and months. You guys are still ahead of the ball. You guys are still so far ahead of the masses. I mean, Pepe's at 4.5 billion right now.
Right.
We're expecting it to go to 50, 60, 70 billion this cycle at least.
Right.
It's like people are going to be finding out about Pepe when it's at 40 billion, 45 billion, 50 billion market cap, trying to jump in and ape the top. At that point, you guys are already up 10x. So you're still so far ahead of the curve just by being in a stream like this, being in a community like the Taylor's Code, knowing anything about what's going on, learning from people that are looking into it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the Boys Club narrative, I know it was a comic book. You know, it was
Right.
the four characters. You know, Pepe, Brett, Andy, and Landwolf. So from what you've told me, I don't know too much about it. I know that they kind of expected them to pump in succession to each other. So Pepe was
Right.
first. That was the one that, you know, went fucking crazy. You know, did hundreds of X's whenever it first blew up. Next in the cycle was Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Brett, obviously, people who got in it originally back when it was real low. I mean, they did hundreds of X's whenever it was pumping up close to 2 billion. Next in the series was Andy. Andy, what's the all-time high on Andy? Like
300, 350. Yeah.
350?
Yeah. I don't have market caps on this. Let's see if I can add the market cap. But yeah, I know it was about 350. I can look on.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Tipped over 300 million. And then last in the series was Landwolf. And I mean, we've been having some fun riding the Landwolf rocket ship the last couple weeks.
Landwolf printed 3 or 4 X's in the last week, 2 weeks for us. So Andy was about 350 million market cap. I should be able to find it on here somewhere.
Looking at it here, it looks like June 2nd peaked right around 300 mil.
Right. Okay. So yeah, beautiful. So again, Andy's the next player in the succession. So anyways, what's the whole Boys Club theme? The theme is basically that Matt Fury made a comic book. They have 4 characters in the comic book. So if Pepe is the largest meme coin that blew up this cycle and it's going to be number 1 for the cycle, then naturally, wouldn't it make sense that the other characters from that comic book would also do well? It's just such an easy, clear-cut narrative that you would be foolish to fade it because obviously it's going to go up. Like if Pepe goes up, then these 3 other meme coins are going to go up with it. It's just the only logical thing to do. Now, why would that also make sense? Because all these people who made 100, 200, 1000x on Pepe, they're now Pepe millionaires. What do you think they're going to start doing with their profits that they made from Pepe? Well, they're going to start to rotate their bags down into lower market cap meme coins that are going to pump easier than Pepe now. Yeah, Pepe might still have a 10x in it, for sure. I believe that it does still have a 10x in it. But if they can take 10% of their position and roll that down into a Brett that could potentially do a 15x. Let's say instead of going to 10 billion, Brett goes to 15 billion. That's a 15x. An extra 5x's on $1 million is a big deal. So that's what these people start to do is they start to roll these bags down into the smaller market cap meme coins, which is exactly what I do too. Like whenever I start cracking off profits on a coin, I start to rotate my bags into other shit that are going to perform better, right? So you have Andy, you have Ethereum. Okay, so this is the 3rd character in the Boys Club that in market cap size. So it goes Pepe, Brett. Now we got Andy. So Andy, newer project, same thing. Look at how it just does exactly what Ethereum does. Ethereum pumps, Andy pumps. Ethereum goes down, Andy goes down. Ethereum pumps, Andy goes to an all-time high. Ethereum ranges downward, goes down. Andy puts in a bottom right about here at about, I believe this was about a $60 million market cap-ish right here. Should have come down to. And now Andy, guess what? Ethereum makes a tiny 20% move in a couple of weeks, right? Small 20% move. Andy does a 2x, right? Andy, you double your money instead of a 20% gain. So again, it's just a leveraged bet on Ethereum. Now, what do the special people do? Well, the special people, how do I draw on here? Special people, the people who do well, the people who make the generational wealth, they're the ones who understand that, well, this is where you got to buy the bottom, right?
I didn't know what you meant by special.
Yeah, not that kind of special. The good kind of special. So the good kind of special people, they buy down in here whenever Ethereum's bottoming, right? Now, what the losers do, the people that are the exit liquidity. How do I fucking delete
Neanderthals?
Disgusting drawing. Yeah, the Neanderthals. I don't know how to delete that shit. The Neanderthals, do you know what they do? They wait till Andy is in fucking outer space, you know, 10x. Now it's going to be much higher than this drawing that I just made, but they're going to be buying Andy whenever it's at a $5 billion market cap. Whenever they hear about it on TV, or not TV, it'll never be on TV, but on Instagram or some shit. Then they buy it at 10 billion, and then the guys even that bought right here, yeah, they're still making a 10x, a 15x, which is fantastic. But if you want to make a 100x, you want to do something special, a 50x, you're gonna have to buy at the fucking bare bottom. So, but again, it's just a leveraged play. Now, how do I get a eraser on this bitch? Because I got a lot of shit on here. Hold on.
Yeah, I think it was written in the stars. Every boys club coin to go to over a bill market cap.
Yeah, I believe they're all going to go over a billion. So Andy right
Yeah.
now is at about 162, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah, 164. So you got Andy again. In my opinion, you got another 10x on Andy at least. At least. And I believe Andy's going to pump harder than Pepe and Brett right now just because of we know who owns a huge portion of that supply. And because there's so little supply out on the market, it's going to pump harder because there's not going to be enough, as much available tokens and sell pressure as it's on its way up. Because I know the people who are holding Andy, they're looking to hold it for the long play. So there's going to be a lot less sell pressure whenever it starts pumping. So I know Andy's going to cook. Andy's going to fucking cook.
For sure. Yeah, and I mean, for Land Wolf, I mean, if that one goes to a billion too, which it seems like that's been the whole narrative, is one after the other of these boys club coins get them to a bill market cap. So even if Land Wolf just goes to a bill, I mean, it's almost a 20x from where it's sitting right now. And from what you were talking about with these smaller coins making massive moves off of just small shifts in Ethereum's price, Ethereum moved 20% last 3 weeks, and Land Wolf went from under 20 mil market cap to tip just over 80 mil. So I mean, it did a 400% increase, 4x in a matter of 3 weeks. So these smaller coins, it's written in the stars.
Yeah, they're gonna
What are
light
we
the
talking about?
Yeah, what Logan, what are we even talking about? Why are we even doing this live stream right now? What are we even talking about?
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. It's just, guys, it's really a no-brainer. So, Land Wolf, like Bauer was just talking about, yeah, same shit. I mean, it's just, all it is just a heavy levered Ethereum play. Ethereum makes a little 20% pump. Land Wolf does a fucking 4x, 3x, right? It's just silly. It's just so silly. So me and Bauer we just printed off of a Land Wolf in the last couple of weeks. Printed. Because I was buying Wolf. I got to give myself credit. I did buy Wolf like a fucking hero right in here. Hero fucking
Lovely.
buy. Yeah. So I bought Land Wolf in there. Caught 3-4x in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, it's just levered plays. That's all you're doing. It's just levered plays on Ethereum. So that's the train. That's the beta train. Okay, that's what we're running as our main shit. I have a couple of other coins that I rock as well, but in terms of just quality narrative, for sure. I mean, again, not financial advice in my opinion, but in my mind, for sure gonna go up. It's the boys club. It's just winners win. Winners are winners. The winners are going to win. So what people try to do is they try to get cute with it, and they'll gamble shit coins, and they'll try to gamble coins that are a million market cap, hoping that it goes to 100 million and they hit 100x lifetime, life-changing play. Hey, I don't know if you can see my screen bar, but there's 444 just happened to randomly be up on the screen.
I don't know what are we talking
about, dude? What are we talking about? It says Wolf is up 2,444% this year. So
Not bad.
It's not bad, boys. But
I mean, I think with the narrative too, it's so good because especially once this starts blowing up more. I mean, Q4 just historically people start looking into crypto. So it's getting a little bit cold outside. People start staying in a little bit more, start doing a little bit of research, starting to get even more miserable than they are right now with their jobs. They're trying to make a little bit of side money, trying to toss some money into the crypto market. And you look at the last cycles, it's like these coins that really blow up. It's something that people can kind of believe in and something that they like and something that they get excited about buying. like Dogecoin, for instance. Like everyone liked the coin. There's a fucking million memes about it. It's something easy for the masses to get behind.
Hmm.
And I think that's exactly what the Boys Club is. It's these characters. There's a whole narrative behind it. It's something that people can believe in. There's a fuckload of memes out there all over social media. So once people start really dumping into crypto, it's something that's going to be very, very easy to get huge support from the masses. And if you're in before that happens, enjoy.
Enjoy. Exactly. Enjoy. And so look, with Wolf is coming right into a key level right here. You get Wolf to pump through this line right here, and you get Ethereum to pump through that line. Wolf, you're gonna see Wolf fucking in the stars up in here. Like just fucking gone. Alright, gone. Boom. Shoot off. Same thing with all the other coins. Notice how all the charts are the same too, right? So let me remove drawings. So let me get rid of Wolf, right? Let me go ahead and pull up Andy again. All right, pay attention to what these charts look like. Spot, let's do MEXC is fine. They're all the same chart, right? It's pump, reaccumulate, pump, reaccumulate, pump, reaccumulate right in here, pump. You get Andy, same thing. You get it to break out of here. You get to pass that bar, that line right there. You get ETH to break out. Boom, you're fucking cooking, buddy. You're cooking. You're blowing up. You're going up to 100, or you're going up to $1 billion market cap. Same thing with Brett. Brett's in a. Let's do. We can do.
It's a funny thing. They track ETH so closely. It's like I can open up CoinGecko, look at what kind of price action I'm seeing on ETH for the day, and I can already make a pretty damn close estimate as to what everything else is doing too.
Exactly. Brett, major key level at $1 billion market cap. So we're probably just gonna bull chop in there. Boom, 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 boom. Press up through, and then once Brett gets above here, you're gonna see Brett do this. Boom, pump. Right. So Brett will pump after it gets well above the $1 billion mark. And then the last one I'll show is going to be Pepe. I'll show you Pepe again real quick too. So right now, obviously, is when if you're planning on positioning, you want to start positioning now or catch it on a little pullback. So Pepe, same thing. Once Pepe gives above this high again, and that was a March, or I believe a July high. Once Pepe gets above this July high again and is back into an uptrend, right, in a longer time frame, same thing with Pepe. What's going to happen? A fucking pump. Bang. You're going to shoot up to $10-15 billion market cap, right? So it's pretty simple, right? There's nothing to overthink. There's nothing to be emotional about. What you got to understand is you just got to be a fucking professional. You got to make these plays and bet on the winners, because winners will win. Why do winners win? Because winners aren't going to go down to zero. Too many times people will bet on these shit coins that are going to go down to zero after a quick pump and dump, right? After a quick rugging, and they don't understand why they can't make any money in crypto. Well, because you're betting on shitters. Instead of trying to get these life-changing, generational, once-in-a-lifetime lottery hits where, you invest $100 and you make 50 grand, or you make 100 grand, which is fugaz, it's bullshit. How about you make some money? How about you increase your income and have some fucking money in your pocket so you can invest 5, 10, 15, $50,000, hit a 10x on 50K. 10x is a banger play, but on something that's not going to rug you, so you have $0 if it doesn't play. You could turn 50 into $500,000. The problem is nobody wants to work hard. Nobody wants to make any money. They want to invest $500 to make $500,000. That's gambling. That's bullshit. That's not going to happen. That's why you lose your money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what we were talking about this morning with liquidity too. It's like if you make that kind of a return on a shite coin, someone has to buy that. So it's like, you could put in $500, have it do 1,000x, something ridiculous, and it's like, yeah, you got $500,000 now, but you only have $500,000 of this shite coin. who the fuck is going to buy it? And if you do sell that much of it, like we were talking about this morning, it's going to tank the price of the token or tank the price of the coin. It's not going to be worth anywhere near that. So with those small projects, you can have a ridiculous return. It looks great on paper. It looks super exciting when you're looking at it on whatever Dex tools, but you can't get out of it. There's no one to buy it. There's no liquidity in that coin. With these plays, it's like, yeah, you got to have a little bit more of an active income. You got to generate yourself some capital to be able to play with. But you get a 5x, 10x, 15x on something like a $5,000 investment, $10,000 investment. When it comes time to sell, you can actually get the fuck out of it. You're not stuck in here looking at this big number on your computer screen.
Exactly. I was saying this a couple months ago. People would rather gamble money in the hopes to make the money they could have made through hard work, as opposed to doing the hard work and making a sum of money that they can invest confidently to make the generational wealth, right? People would rather gamble pennies, would rather gamble dollars to be able to make the money they could have just simply made through hard work, guaranteed. Why are you doing that, right? Why? How about you do the hard work, you make a respectable amount of capital income, you start making 10, 15, 20, 25, $30,000 a month. Okay, now you got a little bit of income. Now you got some money to play with. Then you take that and you take that into a 5x play, to a 10x play, to a 2x play, 3x play. That's how you're generating wealth over time, not just gambling $100 to try to make $5,000. Guy, you and me can make $5,000 in a fucking day. What the fuck am I gonna gamble to make $5,000 for? It's retarded, or it's Down syndrome, right? So, but
You said it.
yeah. But why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? This is what people don't understand, that you can get rich, but you just don't shortcut it. It's possible. You could do it. It's just everybody tries to shortcut it. They don't want to do any of the hard work. They think they can just throw $500 that they made, fucking landscaping and become a multimillionaire.
Yeah, I mean, I've always, and I think a lot of people agree with this. It's easy come, easy go. It's the same reason people who win the lottery lose all their money. It's all gone within a year or two. It's the same way with you go to a casino and you're playing with, say you take $500, you hit for $20,000 on a slot machine. You'll sit there and blow 5, 7, 10 grand of that $20,000 that you had in winnings because there was zero work attached to that money that you just earned. So you got it so easily. It's so easy for it to fall through your fingers and disappear. Whereas if you would have taken in that $20,000 that you were busting your ass to get in the first place, you're going to have a lot more of an emotional attachment to that money, and you're not going to let it disappear like that. So I think it's the same thing with crypto. It's like if you're investing, obviously you want to be able to invest your earnings also, but whenever you're getting started with money that you busted your ass to get, you're going to be so much more calculated with the plays that you're making. You're going to be so much smarter, guarded a lot more, watch it a lot more closely. You're going to be putting in the research, putting in the hours to make sure that you're calculated with what you're doing versus you have $500, you throw it in, you get fucking lucky, you run it up to 100K. Now you're investing and your base is that $100,000 that you got lucky with. That shit's gonna go because you don't give a fuck. You didn't have to earn that 100 grand to get started.
100%. So true, and that the value is in the effort. I mean, you and me have spent year plus educating, watching, buying, investing, listening to other people educate, etc. Just being in the trenches, actually learning about the shit to be able to make money. And guess what? Once this cycle starts ending towards the end of next year, what's gonna happen? All that money that we made, we're not going to be like these young crypto lottery winners who, caught a lucky pump and blow all their bread trying to chase girls and try to look rich and all this bullshit lifestyle that they're going to live for about a year or two and then realize, oh wait, that money's never coming back. How do I do that again? But it was a once in a lifetime hit. They never get the money again. You and me, when we've got millions to play with, I'm not sitting here to just spit all that money away. We fucking killed ourselves to be able to make that money. What I'm doing is I'm going to put that shit into a 20-25% APY let that million sit and make $20,000, $15,000 passive every single month. That's how you play. You take the money, you keep playing bigger and bigger games with it, and then you take that 20K, 15K you're making a month passive from your 20% APY on $1 million. Guess what? If you're making 15K passive, go get yourself a fucking Lambo, go get the Ferrari, go get a crib. Everything else you make, all the income you make now is all extra. All your bills are paid off the passive.
Yeah, and I think it's just having the discipline too to know that there's times to buy and hold and there's times to sell and just kind of put your money in a stable coin, put your stake your money and like you said, 15%, 20%, 25% APY. So find somewhere where you can stake it and be a little bit more on the conservative side for the time being. It's like know when to play and know when to sit out and be patient. Cause I think, like you said, a lot of these guys, after the pump is over and they cash out all their bread, yeah, there's some guys that are going to go and just live it up and, realize after a couple of years that they're not going to be able to recreate that pump that they had and they're going to be shit out of luck. But there's also some guys that are going to just be so addicted to that high that they had from making all that money that they're just blind to the fact that maybe right now isn't a good time to be trying to make plays like that. And they're just trying to force it. They're trying to create moves that aren't there. They're addicted to it. So you just have to be disciplined and knowing, all right, now's a good time for me to kind of sit out. Let me calculate the next move. Let me be patient, find the right entrance, like you were saying, getting in at the right time and just be disciplined with it.
Isn't that incredible how everything comes back to emotionless and be disciplined? Emotion destroys people in all industries. Being calculated, being logical, being disciplined always wins. Being consistent always wins.
You don't develop those characteristics from getting lucky.
No. Yeah, it comes from getting fucking smashed in the face for 3-4 years straight. And that's whenever you get the discipline to understand, like, okay, we're going to chop here in this range for the next 6 months. Well, I'm not selling. We're not selling. Diamond fucking hands. Diamond hands. And guess what? Now we're pumping. And whenever the bear market does eventually come again and Bitcoin's down only for a year straight, we know when it is. We know what the charts looks like. I already know when it's coming. That's when you sideline. You put your bread into stable coins. You go into Tether USD. You go into GHO, these stable coins. You get your 15, 20% APY. You go ahead and fucking print money until it's time to redeploy again. You put your money back into the coins and you fucking run the cycle again.
Yep. And I think we've talked about it a bunch of times. You got to be putting in money that you don't desperately need to be able to live. Because like we talked about, cryptos, it's a zero sum game at the end of the day. For you to be able to make some money, someone's got to be able to lose some money. And the people that tend to lose the most money are the ones that are investing money that they can't afford to have invested. So they put in, a couple $100 whenever they get paid on a Friday. They see that pump up $60. They're a little bit excited. They're leaving it in there. Then all of a sudden it starts dipping a little bit. And they are like, oh shit, I can't afford to lose this money right now. They end up cashing out for an $80 loss because they need that $120 to put gas in their car. And this past 6 months, all they would have been doing is buying and selling and buying and selling and buying and selling. Over time, losing $40, $60, $80. You have hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people doing that on a day-to-day basis. Meanwhile, we're just sitting here, we're letting it ride, and we're just dollar cost averaging down the entire time, buying more, and holding, bringing down our average cost. And then once it comes to this time, now we're experiencing all the profits from the discipline and what we were doing over the past 6 months. So, make sure you're putting yourself in a position where you don't need that money that you're putting in there. You can afford to let it run the course and you can afford to make calculated entrances and exits. You're not selling when you have to, you're selling when it makes sense to.
Such a fantastic point, because I experienced that myself when I was younger. In college was the first big L I took. College kid, broke, didn't really have any money. Took any bit of money that I did have, putting it into what? Bitcoin. Back in 2018 to 2019, I was buying Bitcoin. Okay. I was buying it, I remember distinctly, at around $6,000 to $8,000 of Bitcoin. Well, a couple months later go by, make a little bit of money. Spring break time. Broke college kid, got no money. Parents weren't going to pay for spring break. What do? Cash out my fucking crypto. I need the money. I wanted to go on spring break. That spring break that cost a couple grand ended up costing me probably $50,000.
Hope it was fun.
Yeah, it's a good spring break. It was a good trip. Bobby was there. During fucking.
That was worth 50K.
Yeah, it was bad. But anyways, point is yeah, you don't invest money that you can't afford to lose because Bauer knows myself over 6 figures invested into the market, and then we go down for 6 months straight. My portfolio probably was fucking 40% what it was that I put into it. But like you said, DCAing the entire time, DCAing, getting that dollar cost average much lower. We hit these pumps, I'm booming again. Like it just is what it is. But I never sold. I didn't sell nothing.
Yeah. The hardest thing is just being able to buy whenever it's dark times. Just not being afraid whenever no one's talking about it, whenever everything's negative on X, on Instagram, on all the podcasts that you watch, all the streams, everything's grim. But you just got to have the stones to be able to buy more and be able to trust the right people.
It's the same shit I told my father, same shit I tell people around us is it's going to go back up eventually. The shit I always told my dad too. I say anytime he would say something about the stock market going down in the past couple of years, I'd always just say, yeah, just buy more. It's going to go back up eventually. Like it just is. So what are you crying about? Either fucking get the stones to go ahead and dump some more cash in, or get smarter about your positioning and actually start buying the bottoms as opposed to buying the top and getting pissed about it going down. Pick one, do something. DCA or just fucking buy the bottoms then. Figure it out.
The one thing this is one of the last things I wanted to say. It's something that I kind of compared it to that I thought was interesting is they said that if you ask previous generations, every generation for the past, 500 years has thought that their generation was going to be the last generation ever. Like they didn't foresee the world making it any longer than their generation. And it's the same thing you hear with people our age, people the generation above us. They're like, yeah, they don't think Social Security, which they might be right on that one, but they don't think the Social Security program is going to be around whenever we're older. But our parents, they didn't think Social Security was going to be there for them when they got older. My grandparents, they didn't think Social Security was going to be there for them. They think the world's going to come to an end. Things are out of control. So everyone is always thinking that this is the end. And it's the same thing with crypto and with the stock market. Shit really starts hitting the fan, really starts tanking. And people are like, man, this is it. Like crypto's done. The stock market, they see a company's stock really tanking. They're like, oh man, this company's going under. That shit is never the case. I mean, eventually it will have to be, but the chances of it being now are just so, like you said, exactly. Just not realizing it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of crypto. Maybe it's going to have a terrible year, terrible 2 years, but eventually this shit is going to come back up. And it's just making that mental decision that you refuse to sell for a loss because it's eventually you're going to be fucking pissed at yourself for doing it.
Absolutely. Do not sell for a loss.
Don't lose money.
Don't lose money. Don't lose money. Just don't lose money.
Yeah.
If you don't sell, you didn't lose. Hopefully your shit didn't go to zero. All right. Outside of that, I mean, that was a fantastic stream, Bar. I gave the boys some fucking juice today. So outside of that, if you guys aren't inside of the Taylor's Code right now, I mean, I don't know how much more spoon feeding that you want. I mean, I'm telling you exactly what I'm doing to make money. I'm telling you what Logan's telling you exactly what he does to make money. Me and Logan print thousands and thousands of dollars in commissions every single week. We take that money, flip it into things that are going to generate us more income. I don't know how to make money. All right. Pay $15 and get inside the Taylor's Code and start showing up to the streams and figure it out then. I'm literally telling you everything that you need to know. All right, boys. Outside of that, I'm good. You good, Bauer?
Yep.